Hey guys, Samurai Solo here, back with EA Sports UFC 3, and today we are going to be going over the driving takedown. It's not really a takedown, it just drives him towards the fence to set up a takedown, but we're going to call it the driving takedown. We're going to go over the mechanics of it, what you can do offensively, and more importantly though, what you can do defensively. So the way this driving takedown works is your opponent has to be more towards the outside of the octagon than the middle of it. So let's put GSP about right here, a little bit on the perimeter, right? Now with Matt Hughes, all you have to do is do a high double leg, L2 and L1, or LT and LB on Xbox, and press back on the stick like you're doing a high double, and it'll activate automatically. See? Very simple. And sometimes what happens, and this still happens to me, I'm trying to do a high double leg takedown, and that driving takedown activates. But what you need to do is you just start off doing a regular double leg takedown, then you press L1 as the double leg takedown starts, hold L1, and then you'll do a high double. So check this out. Start with a regular double leg, now L1, there it goes. Sometimes I still forget and I mess that up. So let's have Matt Hughes do this one more time here so I can show y'all some other stuff here. Let's see. Okay. Now, obviously when a takedown starts up, you want to block, right? You're going to try to block the takedown R2 and down. Now, if you're too slow, I'm going to purposely be too slow to stop this takedown, and watch as my stamina just gets murdered when that happens. Actually, I did that kind of quickly. Let's try that one more time. Let me be a little bit slower there. There we go. You see my stamina? Look at that. Just absolutely being murdered. Now, when that happens, you need to immediately let go of R2 and down for your stamina to recover. So if you're trying to block this and you're holding R2 and down and you see your stamina just dwindling, not even dwindling, that's draining, drain like that, let go of R2 and down and your stamina will start to recover. Because if you don't, you're going to have zero stamina against the cage, and it's going to make it that much easier for them to take you down. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're quick to stop them, this is what happens. You end up in a nice sprawl position. You murder a lot of their stamina, and you're in a dominant position. Now, sometimes you'll be quick, and their stamina will drain, but they'll still be able to put you on the fence. But they're going to put you on the fence with no stamina. So basically, it's very simple. If your stamina is draining, let go of R2 and down. If their stamina is draining, don't let go of it. Very easy. So now let's talk about what we can do when we actually put our opponent on the fence here, though. Offensively and defensively. Let's go over Matt Hughes' options first. We have double unders. We have break. Of course, you can break out of this position if you want. And we have a single leg. This isn't a single leg takedown. It just switches the animation from the double leg here to a single. And we're going to go over the singles too, but let's go back to the double for now. So from here, if we hold L2, we have a double leg takedown. L2 and L1, we have a double leg high for the fighters that have it. And then if you just hold L1, there's the body lock high. Now, every fighter in the game has the body lock high. So those are our options. We're going to go over more here in a second, but let's look defensively what we can do. So now with GSP, our options are over, under. And if we hold L2, we have a guillotine and a Kimura. Most fighters are not going to have that Kimura, though. They're just going to have everyone has the guillotine, so they're just going to have that. And that's it, though. There's no other options for that. So that's why a lot of people, when this mechanic was introduced, thinking it was overpowered, because it was so easy to just drive people to the fence and then you couldn't really do anything. But now it's not considered that at all, because it's so easy to stop these takedowns once you know what you're doing, when you know what to watch out for, the animations. So let's go ahead and go over that. So with Matt Hughes here, if we do a double leg takedown, what I look for is the dip in the head and the shoulders. You see that? See that dip right there? That means that double leg is starting. And it's the same thing if he does a double leg high. The animation doesn't change on that. So as soon as you see that, flick R2 and down on the right stick. Hold R2, flick down on that right stick, and you will block that. And as for the body lock high, this is actually very easy to block. It's a pretty large window to block this. And you see it because he goes from, look at that, he goes from grabbing the legs to going having to clinch you to try to take you down. So as soon as you see that, block it. And if you're confused on which way you should block, like, well, how do I block the body lock high? Do I go left or right? Whichever side your over-under's on. See how the over-under's on the left side? That means we're going to hold R2 down and flick the left stick to the left. If the over-under's on the right, that means it's going to be on the right. Very simple. So that's what I watch out for. Watch for that dip. And this one's just so easy to see. You know, he lets go of the legs and has to go up high. Now, there is also double unders, and the double unders come out a little bit quicker than the body lock high. So sometimes they'll get that on me, but I mean, we know what to do with when we're stuck in the double unders. You know, we have options here. We can go over under, then try to reverse them and put them on the fence, whatever the case is. But let's go back here real quick. And as far as the submissions go, the guillotine and the Kimura, like I said, I'm not familiar with the Kimura, but the guillotine can be kind of a good one to do, but it's also a very slow animation, and it can be blocked easily, so keep that in mind. Even if you block them, they can usually sometimes still block you on that guillotine. But the good thing about that guillotine is it's only a 4-stage submission. And if you complete just the first, say I complete the first 2 stages of it, but I mess up on stage 3 or 4, you flip them after the second stage. So you're on top of them. You'll either end up on top of them in full mount or in half guard. It might depend on stamina or maybe what moves your fighter has on the ground. But either way, you end up on top if you complete 2 stages. But just be careful if you don't get that, you know, if you mess up because you're giving them what they want. They're on top now. And yeah, guys, that's the simple part of the double leg. Just watch for the dip. Watch for that. And that's about it right there. Now let's go ahead and switch to the single leg because things do switch up a little bit here. So let's go over offensive options. It's pretty similar to the double leg. Just obviously it's a single. We have double unders, of course. We have the break. We have the double leg where we switch back to this animation. And then, of course, we have, instead of a double leg takedown, it's a single leg high if your fighter has it. And you also have the body lock high. So very similar, but the animation looks completely different for the takedown. What I like to watch from the single leg here is I like to watch, well, first, before we go over that, let's go over what we can do defensively now because things changed up a little bit too for us. So defensively, we can go over under, but more importantly, we can break. And this break is actually a very fast animation, as you can see. Look how quick that is. And if you block one of their transitions, it's almost an instant break. That's what I like to do from here. I will block a transition from a guy and then just break right out of it. And you'll almost always get that. There's no submissions from here. I'm not sure if a better submission fighter like maybe Nick Diaz would have something. I'm not 100% on that, but you can break it. You can go over unders. So now we have to watch for the animations here to stop this. And for the single leg, it's what I look for. Watch Matt Hughes' lead leg. It's going to go backwards. His back leg is going to go forward. I'll always watch the lead leg from this position. That's what I'm looking at. You see how it goes back? Goes backwards. When that goes backwards, he's doing a takedown. Very simple, right? And then the body lock high is the same thing. Look how he has that grip under GSP's leg. Right under that hamstring behind the knee there. He has to let go to go to the body. Looks a little different than the double one. But it's still the same thing, still the same principle. You see that? He has to go up. When you see that, and look how slow that is. That's very slow. It looks like it might even be slower than the double one, although I'm not sure. And obviously, you just block whatever side over-under's on. That's the way you're going to block. And that's it, guys. I mean, that's simple enough. Sometimes what some guys will do, too, is they'll drive you with the double. They'll go to single, then they'll immediately do the takedown. So watch, single leg animation's completed. Now the leg's going back. Oh, I did the body lock high accidentally. But now the leg's going backwards. Try that one more time so you can see. Start with the double. Switch to single. Animation's completed. Now the leg's going backwards. That's when you'll block it. You know, you have to get used to that. Sometimes guys will do that and catch you off guard because you're not sure when you're supposed to block. But yeah, I mean, that's it. And see that break animation right there? There you go. And GSP doesn't have it, but if your fighter has a body knee, and they're going to keep just because what players will do this. They'll do exactly this. So you'll be in the center of the octagon, and they'll do that, and then there it comes. They're going to drive you. If you know they're going to do that, obviously you can sprawl on it really quickly. But if you have a body knee, throw that body knee, and it'll catch him in the head if you time it right, and it will do huge damage. Usually it results in a knockdown. And also the uppercuts. It's a good weapon to use. Double uppercuts if you think it's coming. And that's it, guys. Like I said, just get familiar with those animations, what they look like, and just go into practice mode. Work with a friend if you have, if you have a friend online to help you with this. It's really simple, because blocking them over and over like that will kill their stamina in the long term, and they're going to be easy pickings after that. They really will be. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I do appreciate y'all watching. Have a great day. I will catch you all next time. Peace.